Welcome! Today is our first demonstration in our new series of Objects Talking to Objects. And this slide shows some of the topics we'll be covering in the series. Please like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and let's start with our first demonstration today. Okay, so let's open up your in my case Visual Studio, your developer environment, and we need an empty console application which should look a bit like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a class, a very simple class. It's just going to have an on and off state, and we've got the property getters to change that state and get that state. We're going to duplicate this class in a moment because I want to develop a switch and a light. Here we have the state. It's going to be the on and off. Here we get our property setters and getters. So we will be able to get what the status of is going to be our light and our switch, and we will also be able to change its Boolean state. My light is on and off, my switch is on and off, and we're going to duplicate these shortly before getting some screen outs. It's all quite simple code at the moment. I do put constructors in, I leave them blank. I like to be a bit mindful towards that they exist. It's just what I do. And here we have it. And let's make a copy. Let's make the switch and the light. But only in name we have identically functioning objects. And there we have our two classes. So we've just copied the class that we've had, and what we've decided to do is to duplicate it, and you can see it here. We have a switch and we have a light. I just want the simple task of two objects that can be on or off, and the test is to see how they talk to each other. So let's have a little look through the code and see what we've got. Here you can see the light class and the switch class, and we're just going to get some screen outputs to see what the default states are. And here we have it. We're going to call this whole theme the light and the switch. We're going to create our first objects from our designs. So we're going to create the light object, and we're going to create the switch object, and we're just going to write out to the screen what those default states are so that we can see what changes come afterwards. So here we're declaring the light status and what it is. L.enabled is basically saying get me the status of the light. And we'll copy this. And we'll do the same for the switch. But at the moment they're just two objects. They switch on and off independently, totally autonomous. There's no talking at this point in time. But let's just get the screen outs. As we can expect, they're both false at the minute because that's the default. What we're going to do now is we're going to write a method, and this is the start of our method passing. I'll show you now. We're going to write a method to put the light on, but this method is going to accept as its argument an object, and that object is going to be the switch. And we can demonstrate here how you can get one object to influence another object. And this is the whole purpose of this series of demos that we're doing. How do objects talk to objects? So here we have a method. It's put the light on, and it's accepting that switch argument, and we're saying put the light status to true, but we want to match it because we want the control switch to switch the light on, and we want light on, switch off, and we're going to do this as the experiment. We're going to do the second method, which is to put the light off. And this is an alternative way of the light changing its status. It's doing it through a method, and that method has to have a switch if it goes down that route of using this method. We're now going to have a look at those methods in action. We're going to go back to the top, and we're going to call these methods, and just to test what's actually happening. So here we've got our object, the light, L, dot, and that'll bring us options. It does have the method, put light on. And firstly, I wanted to show you that there's an error. And what is that error, and why is it red underlined? Well, it's because this method needs the switch. We're forcing it to need the switch. You can't have that method without it. This is causally causing a relationship. So here we have it. We put the light on, we put the switch in as an argument, and we seem to have demonstrated something here. We seem to have changed the status, when we look at it, of the switch as well as the light. We haven't asked switch to change its status. We've only called a method on the light object. So you have to ask yourself, did we just influence one object with another? Because that's the point of these demos, isn't it? Is to look at objects and look at how they talk to each other. And in the next screen output, I think we can see here that we have got false, false, true, true, and did we influence the switch by using the light object? Yes, we did. Yes, we did communicate object to object. So I've done what I wanted to do in this video. I wanted this to be the basic version. We have got a method from one object, and it's interacting with another object, and it's one object is changing the state of another object through itself. So that is done. I am next week going to add a further video with some extended complexities of what we've just done. If you've liked this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Please tune in to the more extended version of this, and I will leave you with a slide to demonstrate the rest of the series, and we can do some more talking C#. Thank you for watching.